And now from the Sheraton Keauhou, Executive Chef Bill Heubel prepares a couple of wonderful new items from his menu. Simply delicious.
Here is we've got a collection of heirloom tomatoes that are grown right here in Hamakua Springs, a local farmer. We've got several different varieties that they're producing, and we're going to put them all together in a really nice salad with all of the ingredients that I just spoke about. As you can see, the inside color is very juicy. It's dripping the juice from these tomatoes. They're incredible.
Heirloom tomatoes from Hamakua. The colors, the textures, the taste. More on this in a moment.
You can just see the gloss on the tomatoes, kind of shiny. This is what we're looking for. I've got a really nice variety of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to lightly sprinkle that. The fruitiness of the olive oil matches the tomatoes perfectly. There's a little bit of citrus in the olive oil, and there's a little bit of acid in the olive oil. Then here I've got a 12-year aged balsamic vinegar. This is aged so long that it actually becomes a little bit thick versus a watery version of balsamic vinegar you might buy in the grocery store. What I've got here is some black Molokai salt. This is lava salt, which they're mining out from the ocean, and then they're processing with ash to give it a high mineral content. Some fresh cracked black pepper. And what I've got here is some goat cheese, which is grown in Honoka'a, which is currently ranked number 2 in the nation. So it's a very, very good goat cheese. My favorite combination is tomato and onions, so I got to add some Maui onion pieces to this. Can't beat the Maui onions. So first of all, I've got some sushi rice. I've cooked this sushi rice 1 part of short grain Calrose rice to 1 part of water. It is steamed. I'm sprinkling in some sweetened, seasoned rice vinegar. We're going to lightly mix that up. So we've got our musubi mold here. And what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little bit of that sushi rice in the bottom. So we've got some beautiful ahi tuna here. We're going to roll that in the nori seaweed. This is roasted nori seaweed. And just roll them up, and we're going to place that right in the middle of our mold.
Chef Heubel encases the ahi in a firm block of sushi rice, then moves right along.
So what I've got here is we've got our stir-fry ingredients that we're going to be using. I've got broccoli rabe, which is a bitter Chinese broccoli. I've also got some lotus root. So we put it in the pan, and we're going to let it get golden brown on one side, and then we're going to turn it over to the second side, the third side, and the fourth side until all 4 sides are nice and golden.
The stir-fried vegetables quickly simmer while the ahi sushi is lightly seared.
As you can see, our sushi is getting nice and crispy, and that's what we're trying to look for. And watch this, here we go. How's that? Okay. I'm going to cut it again. And we're going to cut it into 4. Yeah, we call that searing the ahi. It's going to be very, very light. We still get that raw ahi in the middle. And we're going to place that on the plate. I like to call this checkerboard style, where you're playing checkers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the artistry of Executive Chef Bill Heubel from the Sheraton Keauhou Resort Spa. Marinated Big Island heirloom tomatoes with micro basil, 12-year balsamic, and farmstead goat cheese, and crispy sushi rice-crusted ahi tuna, exotic stir-fry, and a dragon fire dipping sauce. After Chef Bill Heubel's tantalizing cooking demo with the Big Island's own Hamakua Springs Country Farm tomatoes, we just had to visit the source directly. Located in picturesque Pepekeo, Hamakua Springs is run by 3 generations of the Ha family. Richard Ha has a wealth of experience within the farming industry that spans over 30 years. He started out by running his father's chicken farm. Richard eventually established a prosperous foothold in the banana business.
Dad started farming in Waikiuka right after World War II. So he bought a piece of property, 40 acres, and it was kind of far inside. We had to walk. There was no road. We walked all the way inside. And while running his chicken farm, I ended up trying to think about what we could do with no more money. What else we could do besides doing chickens? So we figured we'd do bananas because we could trade chicken manure for the banana kiki. And so that's how we started into bananas, because I had a degree in accounting, and there was a lot of bananas being consumed, but it was imported from Central America by Chiquita.
Then in 2004, the company decided to maintain a prominence within the industry by diversifying into additional products.
So then we had to make a decision, where were we going to expand to? So we decided, the choices was, you know, we could go to Kauai, we could go to Wailua in Oahu, which was close to the market, or we could move to Pepekeo, which had the advantage of this tremendous amount of water, and being, you know, we always had this sustainable agriculture philosophy. We decided to go with the free water. What is this? Going down where we saw, the river is behind us. That's the one that goes to your house.
This episode of Kamaina Backroads features award-winning music from the Big Island by Palm Records at your favorite record store or online at palmrecords.com.